We sort of accidentally got inside 2 U.S. House office buildings, walked halls lined with the doors of actual famous representatives, and then toured the Capitol again, all in a single rainy day, right in the middle of the nation's 250th birthday celebrations. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how we did it and what you can do to do the exact same thing on your own trip. My Washington, D.C. playlist is your fast track to visiting this city or becoming enthralled vicariously if you are an armchair traveler. Let's get into it. This was the day 6 of our second Washington, D.C. trip in less than a year, and it started underground. We rode the metro from Branch Avenue into the city, transferred at L'Enfant Plaza, and came up above ground at Capitol South. That's just 2 blocks from the Capitol building itself. Our son had flown in late the night before to join us, and we met him at a spot called Black Crown Collective. What we didn't realize walking in is that this coffee shop is actually located inside one of the 3 House of Representatives office buildings. We'd wandered into Congress without even trying. All right, once we figured out where we were, we couldn't resist walking the halls a little. This building is the Cannon House Office Building, completed in 1908, and it's actually the oldest congressional office building in Washington, D.C. It's also a genuinely beautiful example of Beaux Arts architecture, with high ceilings and long marble corridors. We walked past office after office with nameplates for sitting representatives, and one door happened to be open, so we got a quick look inside. It's a strange feeling being somewhere that normally only shows up on the news. It was fun and interesting to see presentations by some of the more outspoken House members. From there, we found an elevator down to a pedestrian tunnel that connects the House office buildings underneath the street. It leads to a round room lined with glass displays full of historical items tied to Congress. This round room, as I call it, is a pivot point for visitors to reach the 3 legislature buildings and also for members to get inside the Capitol without having to step outside. Quick break. Check the description and the pinned comment below for helpful resources on DC. That tunnel eventually brought us out at the Longworth House Office Building, where we took a few more photos of office doors and the interior before heading back out the front doors. From there, it's just a walk across Independence Avenue to the Capitol itself. Now, here's the part that made this visit different. My husband and I had already toured the Capitol back in September, but our son hadn't. So with only one day in the city, he wanted to do it. We didn't mind going back. When we got on the tour last time, we did not have advanced ticket reservations, and only because it wasn't peak summer vacation time, we got in. But this time, we had made sure to secure online tickets a few weeks beforehand. A lot of the permanent displays in Exhibition Hall, right behind the Statue of Freedom, were the same as our last visit. I encourage you to watch my Day 4 video. The link is in the description and pinned comment for more in-depth showing off of a tour of the Capitol. This time, there were a number of special items on display tied specifically to the nation's turning 250 years old, and that made even a repeat tour feel worth it. Now let me insert a little wording lesson. Semi means half, quin means 5, centennial means 100 years, so that means half of 500 years, 250th anniversary. What is that anniversary? The signing of the Declaration of Independence was in 1776. We will be celebrating the tricentennial in the year 2076. Let me know if you were alive in the bicentennial in 1976. I was. I want to show off this exhibit about individuals who have lain in state or in honor in the Capitol Rotunda. This was compelling. Here are a few. I had completely missed this on our last visit. One thing you will experience when visiting Washington, D.C. is that you will definitely be overwhelmed and miss way more than you thought. That is why I hope my detailed videos give you an edge. In the recess of this display is the 1865 catafalque, constructed to support President Lincoln's casket. It seems that the pine frame continues to be used, but the black cloth is not the actual one, but one similar to the one used. I am just captivated by the model of freedom. The tour itself was good, though a bit less in depth than our first one. Our guide explained it was because they were simply busier that day, which makes sense with the anniversary bringing in more visitors than usual. But this tour guide, who had been working there for decades, pointed out several things that the other guide had not. The 8 that I want to point out are the plaques representing where 8 congressmen's desks were placed. What you will notice is that all of these men became president. If you appreciate this type of content, gently tap that like button. Then the weather turned on us. It went from cloudy to a real downpour fast. We ended up dashing straight for the metro station just to get out of it, and by the time we sat down for lunch at the Waldorf Astoria, we were completely drenched. It was an overpriced lunch, but after getting soaked running across D.C., it felt earned. Sometimes the best travel stories come from the parts that didn't go according to plan. The hotel is very beautiful and the gold bathrooms are worth checking out. This is a great place to feel spoiled. So that's a single day, an accidental coffee shop inside Congress, 2 House office buildings, a second Capitol tour that still had something new to offer, and a rainstorm that chased us into a fancy lunch we had planned and were determined to do. If you're planning your own trip to D.C., especially during the 250th celebrations, know that a lot of these Capitol buildings are more walkable and open than people expect. And if you want to see what we did with the rest of that trip, including getting into the Smithsonian Castle, which is open for only a short period of time now, you will want to subscribe and hit the notification bell to see the upcoming video on what we found inside the castle. We strolled through the garden and then explored inside the overwhelming National Museum of American History. Both stops are free Smithsonian institutions. Ugly shoes on the ground and classic road trip. May I recommend my Washington D.C. playlist?